Today I'm going to give you a little tip on how to not feel so broke for the holidays. Here we go.
This is your life, no one else has gotta live it. This is your fight that only you can win.
Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne, your certified spiritual rock star, and I'm talking about an issue that I think a lot of us go through around the holidays, is feeling a little broke in the bank, if you know what I mean. So this idea came to me in a meditation, as many of my Freedom Friday ideas do. I haven't been doing Freedom Friday Q&As only because I somehow accidentally turned off the notifications on my comments, on my YouTube comments, and now I'm not getting any YouTube comments unless I go on my computer, and so I'm not getting your questions. And so I need to either fix that or make sure that I'm getting online every day or every couple days and checking your questions. But there are lots of questions that I know you guys ask on a very regular basis, and so keep the questions coming, keep the ideas coming for my next Freedom Friday videos, of course. But today, I think this is a question that you might have that you didn't know you had, or you didn't know that there was an answer to. So just really quickly, I want to talk about that whole broke mentality about surrounding Christmas and the holidays and all of the holidays that we're celebrating, where we're purchasing lots and lots of gifts. And some of us, especially in the spiritual world, choose not to do the gift things and create more memories, and that's fine, that's wonderful. Personally, this year I'm feeling very abundant, and so I'm buying lots of gifts, and I'm enjoying the process of being able to give my daughter everything that she wants and show her that she can create through her own mind. She's decided that she's getting an iPhone. I'm not getting it for her, but she's going to manifest that. And so I'm enjoying the process of teaching my daughter that, and just living in that, living in the ability to just have what I want at any moment that I want it, just because I want it, not have to justify it or feel worthy or not for it, or need to feel there's a reason that I should want it, materialistic, not material, you know, the whole thing. I'm just like, if I want it, I want it. That's it. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I noticed myself getting a little bit into the broke mentality. So I wanted to help you guys realizing that the broke mentality, it's not like, okay, there's reality, right? You have a X amount of dollars and X amount of things that you've been purchasing, and then the money's going down, and you're watching the money go down, and then you're starting to freak out about it because the money's going down. And we think that this is just reality, right? But the truth is, the reality of it is that your focus is on the lack. You're focusing on, oh my God, the money is going down. How am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? Holy crap. And then we're just feeding the attention to that which we do not want. And so what I started to do, because I started to do it last month, I was in November, I was like, oh shit. I was already buying, like most of Christmas was already bought, and I was like getting a little nervous. This is what I did last month. I didn't pay any of my bills because I didn't look at my bank account. I was just so nervous to even look at it that I was like, I don't want to see that I'm completely broke and I don't have anything and I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills, and all these thoughts were going through my mind. And then I was like, I went into this meditation during that time, and I was like, wait a minute, I am totally fueling these thoughts. I am paying attention to, quote, reality, and I'm fueling it, and I'm feeding that which I do not want. And so I took that moment of awareness and I started to change it. I started to change the focus. I started to change the thoughts. I started to realize I started to think about the things that brought me joy, how wonderful it felt to feel abundant, and how wonderful it felt to be able to show my daughter that you can have anything that you want, and to be able to have the things that I always wanted to have, and just the joys in that and not really fueling or feeding into the money situation. It turned out so that even after all of the presents that I bought, I looked at my bank account. I just paid my bill like a couple days ago, but I had plenty of money to pay my bills because I shifted my perception. I don't know how it happened. I didn't worry about how it happened. It just happened to be so that I thought that I was spending a lot. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't like writing down any of the money. I did have it written down, but I wasn't really keeping track of how much money I had in my bank account. What I did was I just shifted my perception about it. And so my advice to you would be every single time you have a thought about Christmas and a thought about money in general during this Christmas season or holiday season. I know a lot of us are spending other holidays where you're buying gifts and such. But during this season, I want you to be aware of those moments where you're maybe feeling like, oh my God, I don't have money for Christmas. What am I going to do? And I want you to shift your perception about it. If you can't change it into something positive, at the very least, just get off the subject. At the very least, think about the things that bring you joy during the holiday season. Don't even worry about the gifts. Don't even worry about the money. Don't worry about, and I know a lot of you are like, but how can I not? And if it's that tough for you to be able to shift your perception around it, then don't spend the money. If it would be less resistance, if there would be less resistance in it to just not spend the money, to save it, maybe if you need to put it on a credit card to be able to have the money or whatever feels less resistance to you, I want you to understand that no matter what is happening, it's all about your thoughts about it, your beliefs around the subject. And beliefs are so easily changed when you realize that they're just beliefs. And those beliefs are creating your reality. And when you change the beliefs, the reality changes. So I have been really aware of myself. It's easy. My boyfriend, he worries about money all the time. And so it's easy for me to get into that. Oh my God, we don't have money, you know? And I'm like, what I started to realize is I don't want to feel that. Whether I have the money or I don't have the money, I don't want to feel that. That doesn't feel good to me to worry about anything, much less money. It's never felt good to me. And I always made it a point, I wanted to always make it a point when I first had my daughter, when I was 19 years old, one of the most important things for me was to never show her struggle. Because it put a lot of weight on me as a child for me to see my parents struggle financially. And then a lot of times the reality doesn't really match the thoughts about it. You know, we think that we're looking at reality and the money's going down and we're freaking out about it. But the truth is, a lot of us are freaking out about money when we really have it. A lot of us are freaking out, you know, if we don't have money, you know, tons and tons or a certain, we all have a different threshold for how much money we need to have. And it's very different. So some people could have $1,000 in the bank and feel so insanely abundant. And then others could have $1,000 in the bank and feel broke as a joke, you know? So it's really all perception. And it's understanding that that reality doesn't have to mean anything. And what I've always said to myself when it comes to money is I've always been okay. Like you've always been okay. You're not dead. You're not starving. You know, if you have some device to be able to watch me on YouTube right now, you're doing okay. Even if you're at the library borrowing, you know, time on the internet to be able to watch this, you are still okay. You're in a warm space, you're in shelter, you're surrounded by human beings. You know what I mean? Like, we're all okay. And what I've always realized is if I look back into my past, I've always been okay. And it's always been like, that money has always come. Whether it's been by the skin of my teeth or it's just flowed abundantly, it's always come. And so what do we really have to worry about? Let's just breathe through it. So it's really about making that choice. Do I want to be freaking out right now? Do I want to feel insanely tense throughout this holiday season? Or do I want to feel good? So answer that question for yourself. And then have the awareness when you're thinking thoughts that don't feel good, stop thinking them. Think thoughts that do feel good. And for me, the thoughts that feel good is spending beautiful time with my family. It's creating memories for my daughter's, my little baby's first Christmas. It's decorating the tree and being surrounded by beautiful lights and laughter and joy. It's being able to have that Christmas morning for my oldest daughter and showing her what abundance looks like and making her feel worthy of that abundance and showing her that she is worthy of that abundance and that she can create anything. And so get into that mode. If you need to do a focus wheel around it, I would do a focus wheel around it. Think of all the times when you've been okay after Christmas. You know, how many, I keep saying Christmas, but holidays in general. How many holidays over the years have you survived? You know, you still maybe have a home, you still have some money in the bank, maybe it's not a ton, but it's something. You're alive. Let's just focus on that. Your life force is breathing through you, always. So and gratitude is always the biggest thing when it comes to creating abundance in your life. Being grateful for the past holidays that you've had, being grateful for any money that you've spent thus far, for having the ability to even pay for that. You know, all those jobs that you hated, or maybe the job that you hate right now, that gave you that money. It's like, I had to do that job, but now I'm able to get this. You know, it's finding that glimpse of joy and gratitude in every little thing you do. Whether it's just a glimpse or something huge, I promise you that when you focus on the glimpses of things that you have to be grateful for and the glimpses of goodness in your life, they will expand into abundance. That's the way it works. That's the way the mind works. That's the way the law of attraction works. That when you focus on one thing, it grows, it expands. Where your attention flows, where your attention goes, energy flows. That's the word. That's the phrase. So just pay attention to where you're focusing. Pay attention to how you feel. Remind yourself every day how you want to feel around this holiday season. And I wish you all a very merry holiday season. I love you so much. And again, please let me know down below any other questions that you may have, especially surrounding this holiday season. And I'll see if I can get them out to you before the season is over. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Give it a thumbs up and share it with whoever you think it could help. Don't forget to join the inspiration conversation down below and give me an idea for my next Freedom Friday video. If you want to get these videos every single week and more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you find me on social media at Darienne Empire on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for your support. I love you all.